Hi, I'm Gil Kennedy. I'm here today with Police Chief Moore from the town of Bel Air, and we're going to talk about public safety as it relates to crosswalks. Police Chief Moore, what is the appropriate responsibility of a pedestrian when they get to a crosswalk?
The best method, or the most appropriate method for pedestrians when they come to a crosswalk, of course, is to activate the crosswalk, which would be here. And we're standing in front of the flashing yellow crosswalk at Independent Brewery on 924 Main Street coming into the town of Bel Air. But the best thing to do, of course, is to, if you have a marked crosswalk, activate the signal to get the signal to start its cycle to allow the pedestrian to cross safely. And from then on, okay, you still have an obligation because you're 150, or I'm not going to give you my weight, but it's around 200 pounds, something like that. But you're not going to win the battle if you step out in front of a moving vehicle that's 3,000 pounds. So, of course, we always have to look left and right, look left again, to make sure that it's safe to cross, even when the signal is activated.
So even if I get to this crosswalk, I press the button, it's still like crossing the street.
Yes.
I should, look both ways to make sure that I'm safe.
The pedestrian does have the right of way, but you still have to make sure it's safe because, again, you're not going to win the war with a 3,000 pound Titan vehicle, whether it's a pickup truck, a Mack truck, or whatever it is. You're not going to win the war with that, so you still have to make sure it's safe before you cross.
So I press the button, I step into I look both ways, I step into the crosswalk, but still be cognizant of oncoming traffic. And then I have that responsibility. I have the ability to cross. Now, as a driver, what do I need to be cognizant of? Because many times I'm uncertain, and when perhaps certain crosswalks that don't have a light there.
Yes. Again, eyes up, phone down. So within the next few weeks, we're going to be doing several initiatives related to distracted driving, and that's what we call distracted driving. So the town of Bel Air, we're ecstatic at the fact that the pandemic crisis is hopefully nearing. Things are becoming normal again. But with that normalcy, things happen. We're running late for work. Things are returning to normal. You're picking up your phone. You're looking at text messages. Hopefully you're not, but we know how things go.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want you doing text messages. We don't want you sending. We don't want you looking at Facebook going down the road. That's the big part. So don't be distracted. We're in the town of Bel Air. A lot of people walk here. So keep your eyes up, remain focused. Don't let those distractions end up ruining your life or somebody else's life. So we just want you to be focused and be cognizant of the fact, know where the crosswalks are in the town of Bel Air, where people, this is a frequent area where people are crossing. They're using the Mile Paw Trail.
Yep.
They're going to court. They're going to the shops, retail, the taverns on Main Street and Bond Street. People are walking more and more. It's beautiful out. This is a perfect day for walking. So just be cognizant when you're coming into those areas where you know that there is a lot of pedestrian traffic and bike traffic. And even right now, it's beautiful out, motorcycle traffic. Just be cognizant. Be aware of what's going on around you. Be that driver that saves lives.
Absolutely. Now, I when we were talking, a bicyclist went by.
Yes.
Is that considered a moving vehicle? Do they have to
Yes.
abide by the rules?
So bicycles in the town of Bel Air, skateboarding in the town of Bel Air on the sidewalks is illegal, okay? Here on the sidewalk, it would be illegal for a bicycle. So bicycles have to use the travel portion of the road, the same as people driving cars.
Okay. Anything else that drivers and pedestrians should know?
Well, again, what we prefer is for pedestrians to use the crosswalks, either marked or unmarked, closest to the intersections. And the reason we want you to cross closest to the intersections is because motorist awareness is at its height near the intersections. Okay? So if you're a pedestrian coming up to an intersection that is not marked, okay, you still have the right of way to cross, but again, you can't cross that roadway unless it's safe to do so. You can't enter that road when a vehicle is coming. Most people don't know that, or don't realize that even if you're going 30 miles an hour, if you factor in perception time and the speed of the vehicle, it could take 100 feet for a vehicle to stop completely.
Sure.
So you can't enter that roadway unless it's safe to do so at first. But at an intersection, when you want to cross at an unmarked location, an unmarked pedestrian crossing, you only do so facing the green signal. And if you think about it, it's common sense because you're crossing with adjacent traffic that's going in the same direction.
Absolutely.
Now, motorists have the responsibility at intersections to be cautious for pedestrians and look left and right if you're turning into a road or street to make sure that the pedestrians aren't crossing. So once you start and you have the right of way as a pedestrian, it's the obligation of the motorist at that point when that pedestrian feels it's safe to start crossing, it's the obligation of the motorist to stop. Okay? And it's also an obligation for a motorist on the opposite side of the road to stop when a pedestrian starts to enter the travel portion of the roadway.
Very good.
Okay?
Very good.
Now, if you're at a location that doesn't have a crosswalk, the obligation is on the pedestrian to only enter that travel portion of the roadway when it's safe to do so.
Very good. Well, hopefully this has been very helpful for you all, and I wish everyone the safest and healthy summer, and I should say spring and summer. So I want to thank my members. I want to thank Police Chief Chuck Moore from the town of Bel Air. Thanks again.
Thank you.